Hi and welcome to Online Appliance Tech. Today we're working on a Maytag electric dryer with no heat. So the first thing you want to do is make sure you have correct power. If you have, say, 120 volts only, the dryer will start and run, but there'll be no heat. So you have to make sure you have exactly 240 volts. So what I do here is I put my multimeter on voltage and put my black prong in the neutral line and my red prong in the upper right hand line. I should get 120 volts. As here I'm getting 112, close enough. Then I'll switch my red prong to the left hand side and I get 126. So I'm getting the correct voltage, so I know this is not my problem. For some reason, if you are only getting 120 volts, just go out to your breaker box and flip the breaker on and off. So now let's remove this back panel. This is a start bit. There's two in the back that you have to remove. So as you can see here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 that we have to remove. Okay, before getting started, make sure you definitely unplug. This is very dangerous. So just slip this upper panel up and just remove it, and then the lower panel will just come straight up to remove it. Okay, to remove this display panel, you need like a old credit card or an old driver's license or something like this to slide up underneath it, and then you'll press the clip back that holds the panel on. As you'll press back, so you'll press in with the card and you'll press backwards on the display panel and it should just clip right off. Then you do the same thing on the right hand side. I recommend not using a flathead because it's kind of thick and it can crack the panel or even scratch your dryer. So once removed, let me kind of show you exactly how this is done. So you have two clips and then you'll just press this forward. Once removed the clips, it'll just pop right off. So now you're going to disconnect the two harnesses that connect from the display to the main control board. Okay, right here you have a quarter bit, one on the left and one on the right. Now let's remove. Now to remove this panel, we're going to press backwards towards the wall and lift up. And then we're going to slightly tilt it towards the side at an angle. Now we're going to remove the front door by removing these 4 screws. These are star bits, and we have 3 in the front and 2 Phillips in the front lower. I recommend removing the door switch or disconnecting the door switch and the light switch before removing the screws. However, here later on in the video I will show you exactly how to do so. You also have 4 quarter bit screws at the bottom that will have to be removed. This is a hard angle to get to, so I would like to put something underneath it to kind of lift it up. That way I can get my drill at the right angle to remove these quarter bit screws. Once removed, you'll see that the door is loosened and will come off fairly easy. Okay, so this is the door switch I was talking about. It has a little clip that holds it on, or holds it together. So just pry that back and pull off. Vice versa, this has a little clip. You just press down and pull apart. Now to remove this door, you're just going to lift up and pull completely off. Now you're going to remove the 4 1/4 screws from the blower housing to the main housing. Then right here, I'm disconnecting the dryer sensor switch. Okay, to remove this housing, you're going to just kind of push down towards your right and then pull straight out. Clean the inside out if you have any type of debris. You have 2 1/4 screws on the left and 2 on the right to remove the front support housing. And once all 4 screws are removed, you'll just want to lift straight up on the housing. I would recommend doing your left side first and then your right side. And then you may have a little trouble removing this because you have the top frame support in your way. So just be gentle and take your time. As you'll see here, I had to lift the drum up a little bit once I got the top pulled out enough to remove from the bottom wheels. So right now is a good time to inspect your wheels. So as you can see here, this wheel sounds horrible, but these sound okay. If you're gonna do a job like this, you might as well replace the wheels and clean it out thoroughly and check everything else out while you're at it, either pulley and so forth. So to remove the belt, you're gonna pull back on the pulley and then disconnect it from the motor pulley, and then the belt will be released. And then just remove it from the drum. If you get stuck on something, don't yank on it, just see what you're stuck on and pull it off gently. You're going to pull the tub straight out. Okay, so this is your alley pulley. If it's kind of rough or hard to turn, I will replace it. Same thing with the wheels. If your dryer is making some type of squealing sound, it's more likely your alley pulley. Right here is the thermal fuse. So to check this, you're going to remove these 2 harnesses. Then you're going to take your multimeter and check for resistance. So you'll turn it on to the ohm settings, and you'll put there's open line, meaning it's bad if it reads that. But then you'll put your red and your black prong on each prong of the thermal fuse. As you can see here, it says 0.1, so that's good. If that's not your heating issue, it's probably going to be the heater, which is a common problem for dryers after 3+ years old. As you can see here, it says open line, so this is my problem. So let's reconnect the harnesses to the thermal fuse, and let me go over a couple more things that may be your issue if your heater is good. I'd like to remove the heater by prying off with a flathead using the frame as a pry bar. Then I'm going to check it one more time with nothing on there just to make sure that it is my problem. So as you can see here, it says open line, so this is definitely my issue. Right here is my high limit fuse. These tend to go out too, so if you check your thermal fuse and your heating element and they're both good, you can check your high limit. So as you can see here, it says 0.2, so that's a good fuse. And also we'll check this fuse, it's good also. Only check the outside ones. So this is the thermistor. You can check it, always check it with the wire and harness off. So say if it's 70 degrees outside, you would have to look at your service manual and see what the resistance should read to know exactly if it's good or bad. So this is 18.5 with the temperature, that's about right. So you should have a service manual up under the display, and it will give you kind of a data chart so you can test that correctly. Now we're going to remove the heater. So I like having a little ratchet set because it's kind of hard to get a drill up into this. So So now let's remove this 1/4 bit screw. After removing the 1/4 bit screw, I'm going to remove the fuses from the housing of the heater. This way I can remove the heater with no problem. So I'm just going to remove the 2 1/4 bit screws. There's actually 2 per fuse, or high limit I would say. As you can see here, I'm having trouble getting up underneath this one. So eventually here I will use a small adjustable wrench to get in there to remove the last 1/4 bit screw. Now having everything removed, I'm going to take the heater housing and lift upwards and straight out. It has a little clip that clips it towards the main housing. Okay, and right here I have 1/4 bit screw that I have to remove the heater. So right here I'm going to slide the support out. Then I have 1/4 bit screw that holds the heater into place. So let's remove this 1/4 bit. And right now we're going to press the heater outwards. So I will usually turn it towards facing the ground and press it inwards with my hand. Just be careful the way you grab it. You could cut yourself fairly easy, so be very careful. So right here is where the heater opened up. As you can see, it's cut, so there's no way current can go from A to B if we have a open road, I guess you would say. So this is a new part. It's a Whirlpool factory part. Here's a part number. I will leave this in the description below if needed, with other parts that you may need to tighten up your dryer. Okay, so now we're going to slide the new heater into the housing. So just slide it in the same way you took out the old one. You have 2 grooves in the middle that you have to line up the frame of the heater to the heater housing, if that makes sense. One thing you do not want to do is press too hard. You can cut your hand, or B, mess up the element. So when I press this into the heater housing, I press with the more secured part. I don't press with the element itself, or any type of way I can damage the element or the winding of the element. So always press and pull with something sturdy. And sometimes it just takes a little bit of time and adjustment, so just hopefully you have patience. Okay, so once pressed all the way in, you'll have to line up this screw. So if that screw is lined up with the hole, that means you're all the way in correctly, and then you'll just put the 1/4 bit screw back on to hold the heater into place. Okay, so now we're going to install the front housing support. So it's fairly simple. You'll just slide it in the same way you took it out. However, you go into the heater first and then upwards. Then you put the 1/4 bit screw in there to hold it into place. Okay, so now we're going to install the housing. So you want to kind of be at a tilt at an up angle, and you have a little lip that's a click into it. It has a groove there. It clicks into there. And then you'll press it in. And then at the front you have a clip that has to line up with the bottom housing. And then if your quarter or your hole lines up with the housing of the dryer, you'll know that everything's installed correctly. So reinstall the quarter bit screw, then you'll take your ratchet and then tighten it up. Now you'll install the harness. I like to press behind this support as I press the harness on, this way I don't bend nothing. And then on these I'm going to install the screws first, and then I'll tighten them up with my ratchet or drill. But I always like to put them on there first. This way it's a lot easier. Okay, so now just slide the drum back into place and then put the lower felt on the two rear wheels and then turn, and it should slide right into place. Well, sorry, at this moment my battery did die, so I wasn't able to record putting this dryer back together. However, if you do have trouble, just rewind the video and it should take care of your issues that you may need. And please like and subscribe for more future tips and videos. Have a good day.